into camp here?
Yeah, no, I think it's gone really well for both guys going back to the spring. James has done a great job, and I think Will has really developed, and I think he's been pushed seeing how well James has done. And so, it's going back and forth. One guy's a little bit better with rugby with James, and then I would say Will's a little bit better with pocket. But I think both of them have improved their weaknesses, and just seeing that continue to develop during fall camp, I'm really excited about it. So I know Coach Avalos as well, and I think both guys are very capable to help us be successful on that team.
How different is the blocking schemes and the other 10 guys, whether it's rugby or regular, and how do you have to decide a guy sooner because of that? Or is it, how does it different? How does their jobs change for the other guys if James is back there doing rugby versus a traditional punt?
Yeah, it'll be very similar. Yeah, there won't be a ton of differences schematically for the guys that are protecting. It'll be very similar. We got to keep it simple because you're going to get hopefully not that many opportunities to punt the ball because the offense can be scoring points, but 3 to 5 a game, and so we just got to make sure we keep things simple, not make things too complicated. Make sure they're protecting and we're getting the ball off and being able to cover punts.
Talking to Andy down in Las Vegas at Media Days, he was saying that with James, it's almost like a pitcher. He can kind of hit the corners, and his accuracy is fun to watch. What's it been like kind of seeing him with some of the precision and things he can do?
Yeah, no, it's pretty fun, man, just to be able to see a kid that has grown up outside of the States, playing a different game, and then now seeing how he can be able to locate the ball. And like I said before, it's made Will better. And I think he's taught Will a couple things to help him with that. But it'll be interesting to see when the Bullets get live how he'll do, and I'm anxious to see how fall camp goes as well, develop and see how they go getting into the Oregon State game, and then that'll be the real first time if he wins the job. If that will be that'll be his opportunity to go out there and show what he can do.
When he signed or committed, a lot of people were like, "Oh, an Aussie punter, about time."
Yeah.
What do you think it is in college football that everyone loves Aussie punters?
It's just the combination of being able to do different things, and that's the whole thing. It's just like an offensive scheme or a defensive scheme. If a team can be able to dial in knowing exactly that you're always going to pocket or you're always going to rugby, then they can dial up schemes to get to the block point. And so now being able to change up the block point and keeping the punt return team on their toes, then that allows for us to make sure that we're giving ourselves the best chance to be able to protect and then cover a kick. And then that's the worst thing you could possibly do is give up a block punt in that situation. So it just gives you more options for the placement of it, or not the placement of the kick, but the launch point of the kick, and going from pocket to rugby, and we'll see how it goes.
But those two guys are pretty much 50-50 going into camp?
I would say right now they're right ahead. I was saying James was going ahead comes at the end of spring, but as the summer's developed and just getting the word back from what we're hearing from the snappers and everything, we're seeing that they're talking a lot about Will, and so I think that's a healthy competition.
What about on the edge? And it sounds like Dimitri, and then the other side's going to be the two newcomers with George and Cortez. I guess let's start with those two first. Two newcomers, both come in, early and both fighting for a spot there. How do you handicap that?
Yeah, I just think they're both, very similar type of players. Both big, strong, powerful guys, explosive guys, have learned the scheme very quickly. I'm impressed with how fast they've learned the scheme. And so, I think that comes with the experience that they had playing, previously in another scheme, with JC Ball and then at Weber State. But just excited about the experience they bring. But like I said, the versatility that you need at the edge position in our defense, being explosive, being strong and powerful, being able to drop into coverage as well. They've shown that they're able to do all those things, and they've both shown that they fit the defense really, really well. So I'm excited about that competition.
With Dimitri, what do you see? What do you expect from him? And obviously, he's a guy that has a chance to do some big things.
Yeah, that's just from the spring, from when I came in and watched the film from the last season, and then seeing him in the spring, I think he's moving way better. I think he's way more explosive. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's faster. He's moving better. So anxious to see that now continue through fall camp and into the season. And just his leadership, I think he's trying really hard to lead the defense along with some other players. And, we're really leaning on him to continue to lead the team in the right way, and especially that front. and help us, continue to progress, because that front last year was a big part of the success of the defense.
And last question, but behind those three, the depth. I mean, you obviously probably weren't crazy to see Isaiah go to linebacker,
Yeah.
but how do you feel about behind those three,
Yeah.
the depth you have?
I think Isaiah is always an option there because of how well he played there. I think he could come back seamlessly if we needed him. So we always kind of count him in the mix there. I feel really good about Devin. I think from the spring to now, seeing his progression and seeing how fast he's picked up the defense and how he's able to say it more quickly than what he was able to say it in the spring. He's able to say it, he's going out there, and I think he's doing it better than he was doing in the spring. So that progression's gone well, and then I'm anxious to see how these other younger guys come along too. I think Andy Nwoko's getting better. I think Gabe Hunter is very reliable, and these younger freshmen as well. Jaden Virgin coming in, big, strong, athletic dude. Excited to see him develop and learn the defense, and then Mason Jacobson as well, who's a walk-on. I'm excited to see his progression. Really smart, intelligent guys. So I think there's a great group of guys, and I'm excited about the depth that we have.